Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today for this movement-based practice. We're going to connect our breath with our movements today. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button so you get a note every time I upload a new video. Let's get started. Alrighty, thank you for joining me today. I got a movement-based practice plan this morning. So let's right away come into a tabletop pose. Bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Find a moment here with the spine nice and long. Puff the low back up. Feel the belly engage. You're gazing straight down at the mat. Draw the shoulder blades away from the spine. So feel almost like you're in plank pose, but you are in tabletop. Got your knees down. We're just really engaging through the core. And I want to take a couple of breaths here. And as you breathe, feel your torso fill with air, filling through the all the parts of your body. So filling through the belly, the chest, but outwards into the ribs, and then upwards into your back. So feeling like you're really inflating a balloon, and you're opening up 360 degrees all the way around your body. And then you can even begin to feel like you're lengthening as you inhale. That the space between your shoulder blades and your hips is extending as well. Just coming into this breath, into this sensation. Now on your next inhale, let's take a cow belly breath. Just opening up the front of the body, tipping the navel down towards the floor. The tailbone and the crown of the head comes up. Exhale to turn that around. Pull the navel up and away from the floor as you broaden the shoulders, drop the crown of the head, turn the tailbone down. Inhale to open up through the front of the body, really stretching, feeling some compression in the spine. Exhale, round down. Stretching the back of the body, really feeling the length of the spine in this curve. One more time, each direction, just moving with our breath. Exhale to round down. Inhale to curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back, and let's take a downward facing dog. Coming right away down dog this morning, just moving the hips around. You can move with bliss, so move any way that feels good for you. Pedal out your feet, break the tension in the bottom of your feet, shake your head, swing your shoulders. And then find yourself still with the heels reaching towards the back of the mat, opening up through the back of the legs, lengthening through the side body, pressing into the hands. Let the head fall heavy. Gaze forward between your thumbs now. Bring your shoulders forward over your wrists. And let's walk our feet up to the front of the mat. So take many steps till your feet are between your hands. Come to a halfway lift with the fingertips on the shins. Roll the shoulders back. Reach the crown of the head forward with a nice flat back here. And your next exhale, round down. Gaze back between your knees. Let your head be heavy. Soften your knees as much as you need to in this first forward fold. We'll stay here for a breath. And on your next inhale, soften your knees and let's take a slow spinal roll up. Coming all the way up to stand. When you get up to the top, shoulders over the hips, give your shoulders a couple of rolls and then inhale the fingertips up. As you exhale, hands to heart center, interlace the fingers and press the palms forward. Make sure your tailbone's tipped down. So you're pressing the palms forward, then roll the shoulders back and down away from your ears. Next inhale, bring the palms up towards the ceiling, keeping the shoulders drop down away from the ears and pressing your first finger up towards the ceiling and pulling your pinky finger down towards the crown of your head. Getting a nice stretch here. Lengthening through the elbows, so trying to keep the straight, bring the elbows as close to straight as you can. Big breath in. Exhale to bring the hands out to the sides, palms facing away from your body, but pulling the fingertips in towards your ears, pushing the heel of the hand away. And then bringing the hands back to heart center. Interlace them the other way, the way that feels weird, and press the palms forward. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale the crown of the head over the crown of the head. Pressing the first finger up, trying to even out your palm, facing right up towards the ceiling. And then even feel like you've got the weight of the ceiling coming down on your palms, dropping your shoulder blades down. Tailbones turned down, core is still engaged here. Dropping the hands out to shoulder height, pulling the fingertips back, stretching through the wrists. Hands to heart center. Inhale, fingertips down, around and up. Exhale, coming to a chair pose, dropping the hips back down behind you, pressing into both feet evenly. Turn the tailbone down, lengthen through the spine. Nice, one big breath here. As you exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, telescoping the spine forward. As you exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, and step your feet back to a high plank pose. Finding that same length in the spine that we did earlier in tabletop, with the collarbones pulling forward, the hips pulling back, the heels pushing back. Tailbones turn down, puff up through the low back, and broaden the shoulders. Inhale the shoulders forward over the fingertips, and exhale to lower all the way to the mat. Tops of the feet press into the mat as you lift the heart. Exhale to release. Inhale, reach the fingertips back towards the mat, towards the back of the mat, palms facing one another, and lift the heart again. Exhale to release. Interlacing the fingers this time, press the knuckles back towards the back of the mat. Roll the shoulders back and lift the heart. Press into the tops of your feet. Let's stay here this time and see if you can lift your left foot. Actively press the top of your right foot down into the mat. Dropping the left foot, lifting the right heel, pressing down with the left foot. Right foot can come down, pressing down actively with both feet. See if you can lift a little higher. Push your knuckles back a little further. Exhale. To release, bring your hands next to your chest. Curl your toes under. And on your next inhale, you can press up to table or plank on your toes or on your knees. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale to let the right heel float. As you exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. Bringing the right hip over the left, letting your right foot drop down to on the outside of your left side of your body. Give your ankle a couple of turns here and try and press evenly into your two hands. Even out the weight from your right side to your left side. Inhale to find extension. Push that right heel back away from you. Press into the hands a little more. Lift the right heel. As you exhale, knee to nose, rounding the spine like an angry cat, drawing your knee into your nose. Press into your palms and lift your body away from the mat. Inhale to extend the right heel. As you exhale, pull it in. Squeeze it in. This time, get your nose out of the way and bring your right foot forward between your hands, dropping your left knee down onto the mat. Inhale to sink the hips forward and down, bringing the heart forward, rolling the shoulders back, getting a nice stretch through the hips. As you exhale, plant the left hand down on the mat and inhale to reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Big opening here. Heart is facing the inside of your right knee. Hips are sinking forward and down. One big breath in here. And then as you exhale, bring the right hand down to meet the mat. One quick hamstring stretch, bringing the left hip over the left knee, drawing the right toes up towards and away from the mat. Bringing them back towards your face, rolling down over that right leg. Inhale, coming forward to your lunge. As you exhale, lift the left knee and step your left foot forward to meet your right. Stay low in your hips, and let's make our way to chair pose. Bringing your hands up at a 45-degree angle, roll the shoulders back and down. Tip the tailbone down. One big inhale here. Lift the heels up off the mat. So we're coming to chair on our toes. As you exhale, hands to heart center, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Find length in the spine. As you exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, and bring your feet to the back of the mat for a plank pose. On your toes or on your knees here. Let's stay here for a breath. Opening up through the shoulder blades, feeling very strong here in the core. Next, inhale, bring the shoulders forward. And as you exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Nice and easy. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale to release. Inhale to table or plank on your toes or on your knees. And then lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the left heel. As you exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Stack the left hip over the right, then square your shoulders to the mat. Press into both hands evenly. Give the left ankle a couple of turns. Inhale to find extension. Push that left heel back, straighten the leg. You're straight and strong through both your legs. As you exhale, knee to nose, so the shoulders come forward over the wrists. Pull the navel up and away from the floor. Press into the hands and squeeze your knee in towards your nose towards your knee. Inhale, back to your three-legged dog. Left heel's high. As you exhale, knee to nose again. Rounding the spine, bringing your weight forward into your hands, and then get your nose out of the way and drop your left foot down between your hands. Dropping the right knee down onto the mat. Inhale to bring your heart forward. Sink the hips. As you exhale, plant the right hand under the right shoulder. And inhale to lift the left hand towards the ceiling. Sink the hips. Nice, breathe nice and easy here. Just open up the chest. As you exhale, the left hand comes down to the mat and slide your hips back over your right knee. Lift the left toes. Round down over the left leg. Left knee is going to come to a place where it feels straight for you. Feels good. Getting a nice stretch in the back of the leg. Inhale to come forward. As you exhale, lift the left knee and step the right knee and step your right foot forward to meet the left in a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, soften your knees and rise all the way up to stand. Hands up, look up. As you exhale, come down all the way forward. Forward fold. Inhale, finding that halfway lift. And as you exhale, soften the knees. Plant the hands so that your fingertips align up with your toes. And you can step back to a high plank from here. Big breath in, shoulders over the fingertips. As you exhale, come halfway down this time. You can use knees if you need to. Squeeze your elbows in towards your ribs, gazing down at the mat. Flip one foot and then the other to the top of your feet, and then roll your heart forward, coming into a up dog. So we're balancing on our hands and our knees. Try and press into your fingertips. Now dump into your weight into your wrists here, and then bend the elbows a little bit back towards the back of the mat. So we're not locked in through the elbows here, and you can roll your shoulders back and be really broad through the collarbones. Now rolling over your feet, coming back onto your toes. Pull your low belly in, pull your floating ribs in, and use the strength of your core to lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Begin now to walk your hands in towards your feet, coming to a standing dangle at the back of the mat. You can take a couple of breaths here. Hold on to the opposite elbow, sway. Feel the spine lengthen. And then bring your fingertips to the mat. Tick-tock your feet till they're at the width of the mat. Toes off the mat, heels on. Let's slide the hips down so that we are coming into a malasana, a yogi squat. Hips are sunk down, elbows between the knees. You can bring your hands to prayer at your heart. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen up through the spine. So even in this pose, see if you can find some space between the hip bones and the ribs. Stay here just like this, or if you want to take crow, we're all set up for it. Just slide your torso forward between your thighs. Bring your knees as high up as you can on your upper arms. Plant the hands down on the mat. So the hands are about shoulder width apart. First finger is pointing forwards. And then lift the hips. Come up on your toes. Gazing slightly forward, just begin to hinge forward. Maybe you lift one foot and put it back down. Lift the other foot and put it back down. Maybe you lift both feet, bringing the heels in towards the sits bones. Those feet can come back down, making your way back. We'll all meet back in the squat. From here, walk your hands forward once again, this time bringing the knees to the width of the mat, big toes together, and we'll take a child's pose, sliding the hips back over the heels, bringing the hands forward. Nice easy breath here. Lengthening, feeling that length from the fingertips to the shoulders to the hips. Breathing in to the body, to the torso, 360 degrees. Deep breathing into the front and the back, to the left and to the right. Opening up in every direction. Big breath in here. Long, slow exhale. Inhale to come forward to a tabletop pose. And as you exhale, roll over. The feet come to your seat. We're going to come right down onto our back here. So you can come down whatever way feels good for you, with your feet on the mat or your feet off the mat, hands supporting you or hands reaching forward. Tuck the chin and lower yourself gently down onto the mat. Heels drop to the mat, close to your sits bones. Roll your shoulder blades underneath you. And notice your spine down on the mat. Notice the natural curvature of your spine. I want you to take the curvature out of your low spine. Press the low belly into the mat. Bring both hands onto your thighs. And just gently press into your thighs. So the low back is pressed into the mat, and you're just pressing gently into your thighs into the tops of your thighs with your hands. You should feel an engagement of the core here. Tuck your chin into your throat and keep your shoulder blades relaxed down on the mat. Big breath in, exhale, and you can release that that pressure on your legs. Bring your knees up now, directly over your hips. Shins are parallel to the ceiling, and again, push your low back down and your hands into your thighs back into your hands, so you're not letting them move. See how much pressure you put there is up to you. Definitely a way to connect with the core. Let's maintain that pressure on the left leg. You can even bring both hands to the left leg and extend the right leg down towards the end of the mat. Keep the low back pressed into the mat. Inhale to bring the right knee in and bring both hands to the right thigh. Extend the left leg. Bringing that left knee back in. Let's exhale and bring both knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. Keep your left knee in and extend your right leg down to the end of the mat. Give yourself a hug here. And then tuck your chin into your throat. Bring your nose up towards your knee. And you can take your peace fingers and your thumb and wrap them around your big toe while you're extended there. Right hand, while you got your knee pulled up, right hand can come onto the top of the right leg and just tuck in here, pulling the nose up towards the front of the mat. If you like, the right hand's going to press actively down into the right thigh, or you can bring the right hand to support your head behind your neck. Release from this pose. You can bring the shoulders, the head back down onto the mat. Pull your left knee in. Pull your right knee in. So both legs are in, and then extend the left leg. Give your right knee a little hug, and then take your peace fingers of your right hand, wrap it around the right toe. Draw that knee in even a little more deeply. Left hand can rest on the top of your left thigh. Tuck the chin into your throat and then lift the shoulder blades up off the mat. Press actively into that left hand, or bring the left knee or the left hand up behind your head. Whatever feels best here for you. Getting a little core strength while we're working into the hips. Releasing back onto the mat. Bring both knees into your chest. Let's finish this practice out with a supine twist. So drop the heels down onto the mat. Bump your hips over to the left just a little bit. And then take your right thigh and bring it over the left thigh. You can double bind it here if you like by bringing your toes around the left calf. It's up to you. Hands are out at a T or a Y or cactus, keeping the right shoulder blade down on the mat. Roll the knees over to the left, rolling onto the left hip. Chin comes to the right shoulder. If you don't like the bind, if it doesn't feel good for you, you can release that and take a reclined twist with just stacking the right leg over the left. It's up to you. Or any other version of a reclined twist that you like, really. Coming back to center. Unwind the legs if you've taken that bind. Bring the hips to the center and then bring them a little bit over to the left. Draw your left thigh over the right. Take the double bind if you like, bringing the toes behind the calf. And then we're going to roll onto the right hip. Let the knees fall to the right, the chin to the left. Bringing the knees back up to center now. You can unwind that twist, that bind of the legs. Bring your spine towards center and extend the legs down to the far corners of the mat. Bring your hands to rest next to your hips with the palms facing up. And breathe deep and easy here. Just taking these last few moments of practice to tune into your energy for the day. Set your intention for this day. When you're ready to begin moving again, begin with a big deep breath. As you exhale, squeeze all the air out of your lungs. Inhale, big deep breath again. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, turn your wrists and the ankles. Just bring movement to your body, whatever way feels good for you. Reach the hands up overhead. And then draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Sway from side to side. And then when you're ready, make your way onto one side or the other, coming to the fetal position. Take a couple of breaths here. And then coming up to sit, take your time. Find your Hands helping you on the mat, making your way up to a seated position that is comfortable for you. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Bringing the crown of the head high. Inhale the fingertips up to the ceiling. As you exhale, thumbs to the third eye and hinge forward. This is our final pose for the day. Namaste. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you did, hit the like button below. Let me know that you liked it. And then leave me a comment. Let me know what you liked about it. I'll look forward to seeing you again on the mat soon. Namaste.